Alrighty. Well, that looks different, doesn't it? Overall, the floorboard looks pretty good. And we got a little bit of stuff going on here and regular hole. The only rust I see is really over there in the corner. I got some stuff I need to figure out what to do with. These look like they're door mounting stuff and screws, so I don't want to throw that away. Looks like a horn button. I don't know on that. I mean, that would work in a pinch. Ants, lots of ants. Anyways, I want to get this in, then I can finish getting cleaning done on it. This tank was cleaned out at one point, Get the seat belts out. Oh, I bet that's what that is. That's the receiving end. Probably off the truck. This come off a 69 right here, and someone brushed the paint on. That's gonna be fun getting off. I really don't want to keep that gas tank in here. May have to work for test drives. Yeah, right there. That's about it. So, yep, I'm using Phoenix for good use over here. You know, to hold the seat there right now. Anyway, till I get back on it, which would be, I don't know. I got another thing I want to do before I finish this truck, so I may actually finish Phoenix first, as far as done, because that makes money. Ram charger needs to come out. Yeah, I don't have the lights on yet. Ram charger come out, which means I need to move WR and put ram charger somewhere and get this back in, because I've already pressure washed outside. I think that's about it. And then this is going to be the nasty stuff, a wire wheel and everything. I kind of want to do it outside, but I'm running out of time where it's going to be nice weather outside. We're about to get into raining season, and it's going to rain for a week, so I want to go ahead and have this in before then. I just have to deal with it, you know. That's kind of how it is. Anyways, that's what we're about to do. Get it inside and get the dash out. And see what that means. I need to drop the steering column. All kinds of stuff there. We'll drop into it. Now, this isn't a how to remove a dash on one of these, but just an overview of what we got going on, and then it'll be get on jack stands, and this whole front suspension's coming off. I did figure out something. Supposedly the newer four-wheel drive, the 73 up front springs will fit on here. They might be arced a little different or something, is what I was told. So I don't know. I guess I'll figure that out. I'll count the stacks and everything. So that's probably what I'll go with on this. I may have to just pull all the loops apart and use my mainspring. I don't know on that. Do that whenever we get there. But that'll be one of the main things I need to do, and that comes with new bushings. And then get my link stabilizer bushings on there, if I can speak. Brake hoses and all that stuff. And that's it. That's all there is to the front end. Alright, that's out. I want to go over a couple things. These leaf springs, from what I can tell, is the same as the 73 up four-wheel drive springs. So I'm going to order a set of those and make sure that our eyelets in here is the same. I'll need to get those first, and then I'm going to order some new of these brackets right here. And once I have the leaf springs, I'll base everything else off that. So the rear mounting. Here's the problem. I have not found any place that I can buy this bushing. So I'm going to clean this up real good and probably get this bushing out. Looks like I almost yank it out. And the shell, I'm going to try to keep that in there. And that's where this piece here goes. Right. So it goes in there, and then the leaf spring hangs right there. It's just a shackle, leaf spring shackle, like what is on the rear of a vehicle. Those are pretty common, so once I get my other spring in, I'll look at diameters and see if this is the same diameter. Maybe I'll get lucky and be able to just buy a set of those, and then I'll figure out what this bushing is. I need to have the ID, OD in length, and then I'll be able to just go through charts and databases and look for that. But as far as buying that one specifically, I have not found that anywhere. The other thing, well, I don't have the sway bar off, but these are sway bar bushings. That's pretty standard there. That should be easy to find. And the center link I can actually get at the parts store, lifetime warranty for fairly cheap. As you can see, it's not supposed to be that wobbly. And that's it. The tie rods, these look to be in real good condition. I think we replaced them. I'll probably go ahead and get boots because it looks like the boots have cracked. But take that apart and put the boot on there. Same for the other end. And that's going to be our steering system. That's it. Leaf springs. To pull these off, I've done this enough. We're trying to pull these off and lube them up and mess with them. A lot of times it's easier just to cut the shackles and just pull the thing off. So I might mess with it a little bit, but I'm not going to put a whole lot of time into it. Because what I found is either they don't break loose and you got to twist them off or cut it, or they break loose and they get 3/4 of the way off and then it twists off and breaks off. So yeah. Anyways, a little update and doing the cylinder head. That's a whole nother video series for doing the 318 two-barrel head. Technically TBI head, but I don't know what overlap range these were used on. This is a 714 casting, but looked a little different, doesn't it? It's because I did stuff on the inside. Well, actually I did get the master cylinder off, so there's a few things I want to go ahead and take off while I get a text. That way I can clean this up, and that's the whole goal, is to get to where I can get this whole area right here taken care of, rust controlled, and painted. Then I can get the engine in and start doing the, yeah, it's the end of the day. Anyways, dash is out. I needed to pull that out so I can get the heater box out and some other things out, and the master cylinder bolts, they were just a bolt with a nut, so it's like it had to be on both sides of it. So yeah, going to have to address that when it comes back together. But I want to go ahead and get the steering column out. I think we have a manual transmission one, because this is going to be a manual transmission build. Back to a manual transmission. I think it's an original manual. I don't know. These things are so easily to convert. It's not a big deal. But anyway, yeah, that's where we're at. Not going to do interior for now. Like I said, I want to focus one thing and try to get this taken care of. I got an idea on this, so I may just do this completely separate on painting and cleaning. Just get that out of the way. It probably makes sense, and then I can get this taken care of. Need to look up, see if I can get motor mounts for this. That'd be super cool. Get some new ones of those. I'm sure someone makes them. But anyways, yeah, that's where we're at. No, not putting the Splint 6 in. Still haven't done anything with that. I do have a prototype right there. So I got to do some more modifications on that. So this is round 1. Got to do a little bit to that, but that's... yeah, that I want to actually want to make that in such a manner to where I can produce that and sell that as well for these trucks. So that's a little sneak peek there. All right, we saw that. We have a lot more stuff cleaned off. I'm pretty much ready to start wire wheeling this down. Got a couple little rubber grommets and my hood hinge bolts. I want to get those off there. Other than that, I'm pretty much there. You know, of course, the shock mounts and sway bar, I'll do that. And then get this all cleaned out in here, and we can do our little wand spray and rust encapsulator stuff on that, and rust encapsulator everything that has rust. The frame I'm not too concerned with, but definitely the body panels. I'm going to clean those and rust encapsulator those, and then come through, prime everything, and paint it. Let's look at this. Ooh, yeah, I got a mess in here. At this point, now that I'm there, what I want to do is start picking up all the tools, bag all the fasteners, all that stuff, and get this stuff picked up and out of the way. Honestly, I really want to do something with that and just cut the springs off. That way I can move it easier or unbolt them, whatever. I do want to do that because that'll store much easier without the springs on there, making it all floppy. So a couple of things to do, but definitely about to be done with teardown and start cleaning. I do have one little thing I need to fix over here. I need to do that fitting right there is just mangled. It's mangled when I started on it, so. All right, might not look like much, but the leaf springs are off. Didn't have to cut them. This has to be the first time in history that junky old leaf spring bolts come right out. All right, of course I got to put my air hose up, clean little things, but I'm ready to get this ground down. So I'm looking over here. I'll pop those out, and that goes to a dirt-filled hole. And I was over here on this side, I'm like, well, that side don't go to that. It just goes to the ground. That's because it's rotted out. So, yeah, that'll be probably the next phase doing the rocker panels. Because both rocker panels and the lower parts of the doors, that needs to be addressed. And a little bit of floor stuff too. But we're going to do this part forward, get all this done, get it put back together, all the bushings in it. And I got an engine. It's probably ready to pick up now at the machine shop now that I'm ready to get dust and dirt everywhere, you know, so I'll just let them hang on to it until I'm done with that part and then go get the engine right. But yeah, the stand's right there. I got some stuff I got to take down to my parents' place playing carpenter over there, so that'll clear that stuff out and probably have the engine sitting right there. But yeah, that's I think I'm done for today. That's a good little hustle after work. It's one of them work days where it feels good to be out here doing stuff and not think about work. That's why they call it work, not a vacation, right?